Let's see.
I always need the confirmation before we start
We're
going.
up on Twitch.
Starting the preview. Yeah, I think we're live.
Are we? Let's see.
it's always a struggle.
It's always a thing. Always a thing.
Yeah, it's live. It's live.
All right, cool. Vibing a little bit before we go.
There you
There
go.
There we are. All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Backlog, episode 23. This music out of here. We in there. We're getting kind of up there, Shar.
No, we're not. 23 is not that much. If once we get to 50, I'll be like, oh shit.
That's a thing. Yeah, we'll be golden at that point. We got a guest today, but Shar, go ahead and say your little intro. Say what's up to everyone.
Hi, what's up? It's Shar.
It's Shar.
That's all I got, dude.
Good old Shar.
That's all I got.
And our guest, Merc.
What's up? What up, Merc? We in here. Glad to be here. Man, thank you for the invite. Ultra Preset Podcast, man. We're in here. Let's go. Ready for these topics.
Yeah. Merc, the host of Ultra Preset Podcast. I am a fan. I've been a guest before a couple times. Always a good time there with you and Jez and the guys. So yeah, shout out to them. And yeah, I mean, is there anything you want to kind of introduce yourself with as far as like the content you do? I know you got the podcast, but you're also a streamer. So yeah, just kind of plug your stuff and what kind of content you do.
Yeah, you can catch me on Twitch at Merc305 Plays. Even though I have not been streaming lately for a multitude of reasons, but I plan to be back on that grind hopefully by tomorrow. And then mostly just stream the podcast on my YouTube channel, just Merc305 on YouTube. And yeah, man, Ultra Preset Podcast every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, man.
Nice. Thank you, Garuda, for the super chat. I see you. I see the chat. Everyone here that's live. We are live on not just YouTube, but also Twitch. For those who listen to the audio playbacks, you could always be with us live. So, yeah, next time, be here. Where are we starting, man?
I don't know.
There has been a lot of news and stuff going down, but it's been so long since we've done a podcast, Shar. So there's one thing.
Tell us about that, Erica. Tell us about why there hasn't been a podcast in so long.
I mean, it's my fault. Let's just put it out there. We were supposed to be live
She said it. You heard it here first.
Last week. The family pulled the old switcheroo. They were gonna come over, then they weren't. Then they were, then they weren't, then they were. It was crazy. So I was on their time. I want to apologize, of course, to the listeners. We did skip a week. We're here. We're back. But that's a rare thing, man. I try not to do that. I really try not. But like I said, I was on their time, and that did not go my way. But we did skip a week. So that meant it's been what, 3 weeks?
It's been a whole damn month.
Almost a month. So what happened?
Oh my God.
So what happened was the PS5 reveal came and went, and we did not get to talk about it on here. So Shar, I know you got some thoughts on this PS5 design. I want to get those, and we can get Mercs as well. But we not too much time. But I just want to get some thoughts on the design because it was revealed finally. What do you think? What do you think?
Why is it white? I don't like the white. Okay, I'll say it. I don't like the white. I don't know why they went to white. I think they're trying to like change it up and be like trendy or whatever. I'm like, that's not trendy. It looks fucking terrible. So there's that. It looks like a goddamn like sandwich, like some panini, on its side or something. I don't know what the hell they're trying to do. I think what somebody told me, or one of my friends told me, is that it's designed like this for airflow, which would make sense. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't like it. I'm coming around a little bit on it, but also just like, I don't like the two-tone. Like, I really wish, and I mean, you can get like, of course, you're going to be able to get like, stickers, and people are going to make like what are they called? What is it called?
Like the custom designs and stuff.
Yeah, you know there's gonna be like custom designs for this shit. So like, I mean, that'll be like way easier to like customize that way. I I don't know, man. It's looking a little weird, and I want to know what I want to see the design, like actual like design, because I want to know why the fucking there's two versions, right? The digital version, and then there's like the CD-ROM version, or what's that, CD-ROM?
It's just a C with the disc, yeah, with
The
and
disc
without.
version.
Yeah.
I wish the disc would have gone into the middle. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like I don't understand why there's like that's why I want to see those blueprints, because I want to know why they couldn't put it in the middle. But other than that, I mean,
maybe you're, like you said, maybe it has to do with airflow or something. There's got to be a reason.
I mean, yeah, but like I want to know what in the internal like system is like that they couldn't like move something for the middle to put the CD-ROM in the middle. Is like the CD-ROM that fucking big that it can't like go there? I don't know. I don't know anything.
We about to get some thick discs. Is that what you're saying?
Thick disc boys, man. Also, like I know. I think I'm gonna get the disc version because I'm such a sucker for physical games still. Like I still have physical games that I like want to buy. I'm like, oh, this game, I want to get it physically. Like that's just how I have been this whole time. And so like I'll probably get that one. Do we know how big the digital version is? Like how big the hard drive is? Did they say?
No.
They haven't detailed that yet. Not yet.
Shit. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of waiting for that information to make a hardcore decision. But for right now, I kind of want the disc version still. But we'll see.
I mean, the only way I buy this version is if I can't find the all digital version at launch.
That's also fair. I mean, a console's console at that point, right?
That's the default. That's your default.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm used to the whole digital thing because since I game predominantly on PC, and Steam and digital downloads has been a thing for a long time on PC. To me, that just seems just like the natural evolution of console gaming, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's crazy because last gen, we started out, people still hanging on to physical. I was one of them. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to stop buying physical. I was one of those, like, even with music and everything. And then, and here I am now.
I'm still like that. And I have a computer with Steam and everything, and I'm still out here just being like, oh yeah, I kind of want that game on physical.
Yeah, I mean,
it's more of a collector thing at this point though, because I've got series that I've I've got one series that I've bought almost every single physical version of, so I have to,
Yeah, I mean, me just sharing all these games with Kenny, so we go digital. It changed my whole tune. It's like I don't even buy physical really to collect, unless it's like a special edition or something.
You even share PSN or Xbox Live,
right.
You even share those things digitally, you know?
Yeah,
exactly.
You buy the game, one copy of the game, it makes complete sense for sure.
If Steam allowed it, I would do it too. We'd be doing it too.
They do. They actually do allow it.
It's like a workaround, right? Or something.
It's not necessarily a workaround since I've never done it. With it's hard for me to talk about it with conviction. But apparently the way it works is I can share my libraries with you, for example. But the minute I log on to Steam, it stops you from playing the game.
Yeah. See, I knew that, but that's obviously the reason we don't do it, because sometimes we want to play games together. We want to play at the same time. Right. You can't do that.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the console. I don't know. Everything else looks fine. I don't mind what the controller looks like. I am still, like I said in your chat though, and multiple times before, I'm kind of concerned how big it is. But if it's because of airflow and what they've put into it, I guess I can't get around it. So, I guess we're just all gonna have to live with it. I'll probably stand it up on its side though, because laying down, it's gonna be a pain in the butt.
That thing big though. You see how tall it is, right?
It's hella big. That boy is tall. It's like what is it, 2 or 3 inches taller than the PS4 on its side?
I think it's like a cool design. I think it does look kind of futuristic. Right. I see why people call it like a router when it's standing straight up. I could definitely see that. It looks like an oversized Netgear router. The Netgears have that kind of shape and style, right? But it's cool, man. I mean, listen, I think that the digital version is the one that looks sleeker or looks slimmer. I don't know. The other one looks, I know a lot of people have created the memes that this version of the PS5 looks pregnant, right? Because it's got that little bump, right? But I think it looks cool, but honestly speaking, like I don't really care how the console looks like. It's just there to play games, man. As long as the content is there, I'll be there.
It's fair. I'm also concerned. I'm just concerned that, like, not concerned. I guess that's the wrong word. But they're trying to make it look futuristic. But I'm trying to think of like what this will look like in like 10 years. If it'll still look good in 10 years.
Oh,
like
if it'll age well. The
yeah,
design.
like go back and look at like the Xbox 360. Like that shit was screams 2000. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I will tell you this to Shar's point. I do think that the design lends itself like to like some really cool like custom consoles.
Oh,
you know,
for
I've seen some mock-ups. Like some people have already come out with some like really cool looking stuff, man. So I fully expect for this to look awesome with some of those designs. So long as Sony puts some effort into it, but yeah.
I know they need to get on that Microsoft level for the designs because
just look at what Microsoft did with
the fucking brick.
Well, just their
just
past.
Look at the CD Projekt Red one. Yeah.
Yeah, like their past not mock-ups, their designs. Like they've had some really cool custom consoles. They definitely beat Sony in that department. That's like the one thing they do win on, at least so far. Yeah. All the crazy designs and the laser etching and all that.
Console too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the gears, all those, and they look good. But yeah, I agree with you guys. There's a lot of potential for some really nice designs. Like I seen the mock-ups. I don't know if you saw it, Merc, the Spider-Man one. That one looked pretty good.
Yeah.
That one looked cool. And
Ryan had put that one up, I think.
Yeah, there's a few others I think I've seen, but yeah, there's a lot of potential. Even just the controller too. I remember the color designs that were mocked up. I was like, wow, that looks cool.
There's so many good color designs for those fucking controllers. I love it.
Yeah. If it can get away from it looking like overalls, I'm for it. Because that's all I see these days. These damn overalls. But quick,
I can see that.
Quickly though, I'll just say I've warmed up to the design a little bit, much like the controller. I was kind of like, ooh, what the heck is that? And then you kind of look at it. You look at it long enough, you're like, it's not so bad. You know, it ain't so bad. It's futuristic. It definitely turns your head like, whoa, what is that? I don't know if you guys saw the comparisons though with the size. Like they had the mock-up size comparisons, but they also had like two pictures side by side on Twitter. Somebody holding the Xbox and then somebody holding the PS5, and the PS5 is huge. It's like as long as their torso almost on the dude holding it, and then the Xbox is real little compared. It looks like a PC tower, a little tiny PC. That's what a Xbox looks like. So to me, it's like, it's like you got this simple, just black, like, you know, basic console, and then you got like this futuristic white, black, and blue over here on this other side, and you're just like, damn, they're really different from each other with everything, size and everything. So it's gonna be interesting to see the designs that they come up with and all that, custom designs. But of course, it's all what's in it that's important, right? The games.
Somebody had said that it was like the size of the PS3, like standing on its side.
I've seen it look bigger. I've seen it look bigger
than the PS3.
Yeah. Which the PS3 was like hefty.
It's
like
like that thing's a monster. Like
it was big.
Damn.
It was big. The PS3 was big. Even the box for the PS3 was big.
Yeah.
Which I will say, I'm not the hugest fan of the PS3 design either. Still, like the rounded, I'm like, that's alright, I guess.
That glossy rounded top.
The glossy side, like the what? It's weird. Fucking weird. Anyways, PS4 looks the best. Next to the PS2, I guess, because the PS2 is simple as fuck.
I agree with that.
You like that simple, kind of sleek.
I like that. It doesn't have to look fancy. I'm not looking at it when I'm gaming. You know, like I guess I'm saying I don't care what it looks like. So moving on.
Yeah, it don't. Like I said, it don't really matter at the end of the day. We'll get over it after a day or two. Like, it is what it is, and we're here for the games, of course. And a lot of games were shown that day. We're not going to really go through them. You guys probably heard it a million times already. But, you know, there's some games that stood out, some games that didn't. And we all kind of had our opinions. Overall, though, you guys, do you think the reveal was a good reveal? Like, if you had to rate it or whatever, did it do enough for you, at least to get you excited for next gen? Are you guys feeling excited?
I wasn't there for the reveal because of the time zones. But, like, literally the only thing I saw was Horizon Zero Dawn. And I was like, sold! So, you know. I'm a simple person. You
know, so we streamed this together, right? So I think you know my answer, but I will tell you this. I think it was a great reveal. I think they did a great job. showing games and showing, next gen, and this can only be done on, like, they made sure, like, a lot of games they showed you that this was running on PlayStation 5, like, to kind of show you that, like, this is, drawing a line in the sand of, this is a new generation, which I thought that was great. But as far as the show itself, I thought it was great, but I think I was like really hyped at the time, and I think I gave it like a 9 or a 10. I don't think it's a 9 or a 10. Like, after the dust is settled and I look at it more objectively, I just think we gave it a 9 or a 10 just based on how bad the Xbox, presentations have been, right? But yeah, I'll give it right there like an 8.5, man. I think it was a really good showing, strong showing by PlayStation 5 for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Good showing, good pacing. I thought a couple games in there, sleepers for me. They look really good.
Production value was great in the show.
And the way they revealed the console too, were like, is this it? And they kind of teased it the whole time. Remember, they would show like little buttons, and they kept showing the X and the triangle and all that over and over, all the buttons. I was like, they gotta show this thing, and then they finally did. And it was like, oh, that was perfect. I like the teasing and all that.
Then they hit us with the digital edition, like when they went for a second run, like, oh, okay, we're gonna see it again, and bam, here's the digital console. I thought they handled that great.
Yeah, especially, I mean, if you want to go into like what it means for Xbox, you're like, whoa, they showed this first before Xbox, because this whole time we thought it was gonna be Xbox showing the digital, and then the one with the disc, one without, all these different SKUs. They beat them to the punch. Yep, they beat them. Which isn't anything new. Sony does do that,
So Sony has done a phenomenal job of sticking it to Xbox. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, they really done a good job.
Yeah, for better or for worse, they're always the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know, whatever. I don't care if they're fast, honestly, but
so
whatever.
That's our thoughts on the PS5. And the look and everything. Once these games start coming, man, I can't wait to talk about those. Like, once they're out, once we're actually got our hands on this thing, I can't wait for that. So I'm excited somewhat. I already kind of have next gen though. Merc, you already know. I'm in here with my PC.
Man, of course, man. We're already there.
I've been associating with this master race and learning the ways. So, but I'm
CMR, man, the only way.
But I'm still excited. I still got the console side of me. I don't think it'll ever die, so we'll see how it comes along. Moving on.
Yeah.
The Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2. Now, Merc, I know you've been super busy with life.
I have been.
And how far are you now in the game?
Not far at all. In fact, I'm at the same place I was the last time we spoke.
Damn.
Yeah, I have not played it at all, really.
When was that?
In fact, to be completely honest with you, I'm kind of like, I got it, I'm going to play it, but it's almost like I know everything that happens in the game, right? I watch a lot of people's streams. I've seen all the spoilers and the spoiler cast. There's a bunch of spoiler casts out there that I've watched and heard and all that. So I can't talk with conviction because I haven't necessarily played the game enough to really talk about it. But I plan on hopefully either playing it tonight or sometime soon, hopefully.
Yeah, you got to catch up, man, and you have a lot to catch up on, because this game, it's not short. It's not short.
Everybody's averaging like 25 hours or so to beat it.
26 for me. And Char did
What's the game you're talking about?
Exactly. Char's like, who? Huh?
What is this?
Who is this?
The last of who?
TLOU2?
Last of who?
The last of what?
Bunch of frauds up in here. Nah, the chat's like, kick Merc out.
Hey, man,
Shoot. Well,
I can't help it. The CS:GO's a better game. Go ahead.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
You truly joined the dark side. My God.
Hey, you can't help it.
So that means I'm the only one in the room that played and actually beat the game. I beat it. Shoot, when was that? Wednesday?
You beat that hella fast.
I think it was Wednesday.
You ate that shit up.
26 hours. I was exhausted mentally. I did a whole hour kind of spoiler talk on my channel, so I said a lot there. I'm not going to say any spoilers here. It's kind of hard. You're not going to say any spoilers? It's kind of hard to talk about without the spoilers.
Yep.
I ended up kind of reaching that. I would give it like a 7.5, just because the story was kind of all over the place. It's a bit ambitious, and I feel like it could have been better. And there's parts of it I don't like. There's the pacing problems and things like that. What's up?
I have a question. I don't know if it's spoiler or not. Is it all over the place because of how the story is presented?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like, because I was working through it and trying to process how it all went down, and I'm talking on my stream and everything about, like, what do I think about this game? And I started realizing, like, you know what? If this part happened over here on the beginning, and then if the beginning happened later, it'd probably be better. I started to conclude, like, it's just sort of, it's not a tight-knit package. It's not a tight package. And I feel like the first game is. So I think that's why I do like the first game better overall. But it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you do have to play it to experience this combat and everything. The combat is excellent. The gameplay, the encounters, all the combat sections I really loved in the game, and those are probably better than the first one. But as far as it being like a package, it's not as clean and neat as the first one. And I just mean as far as pacing and just story stuff and where it's all at. And that's all I'll say. That's why I went with a 7. I'm like, I don't think I can go beyond that, because there's issues I have with it. And not only that, but they marketed it a certain way, and a lot of it wasn't really true. And it's got issues, and there's outrage for it. There's people out there who just straight up hate this game and don't want it to exist. They're review bombing it. There's been GoFundMes and stuff, like, I think that's what they're called, or something, to get it changed. There's people signing petition, or it's a petition, I guess I should say, not GoFundMe.
They're harassing that girl that was the model, like, for the Anne
character. You know what?
what?
That turned out to not be true, actually.
Oh, that turned out to not be true?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know if she has or not. I mean, maybe she's gotten a little bit, but there was a rumor going around that she was bullied off of her social medias, and that wasn't true.
All
right.
I saw something about that too, and I guess,
Yeah, it was people just. She actually had like a new Twitter account, and she was like, no, I just made a new one. It had nothing to do with this. So I think people just ran with it, like, oh, she took out, she took what's it called? She canceled her Twitter or whatever. She took it out. It's like, no, or I can't think of the right words right now, but you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
yeah, absolutely.
So I think people with their console wars, they were running around like, see, you guys are awful. You're running off the actors, and you're, and it's like, nah, that's not true. So
but
yeah.
Oh my god! You just said like they're trying to like petition is like change the ending. I'm like that's fucking stupid. Stop. Just stop it. It's a game. They made it. It's how it's gonna be. Just accept the fucking shit. Like, just accept it. It's there.
Right.
Like, I don't care. Like, if you like it or hate it, it happened. Like, stop trying to change the way the fucking game is. They fucking worked on that shit. Hate that shit. It's stupid.
Yeah, because
it was for their vision for the story and how the game was gonna go. I mean, you either like it or you don't. But I don't think it's a reason to go out there and harass people and harass people because they happen to like the game and you don't, and et cetera, et cetera. I just think it's foolish, childish.
Like, it's just crazy that we're in like a time where people are like, I'm gonna make a change petition to change the ending of this game because I don't like how it is. It's like, what? Are you serious?
They did do that. They did do that.
Oh my god! Like, there was a time when you would buy a game, you would play it, and you were happy. You enjoyed that game, for better or for worse. Fuck.
I think
I will tell you this. The Last of Us 2 dodged a bullet with Cyberpunk being a day out of being considered for Game of the Year this year.
Oh my god.
I'll tell you that.
So they're for sure gonna miss the deadline then, because I've been wondering
by
that.
one day. It's like Star Wars.
One day. Oh,
Wow.
man.
By one day.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was some news too. How long ago was that when they delayed the game? That happened.
They
too.
delayed the game last week. It was last week that they delayed it.
So that's another thing we missed, Shar. We missed a lot since the last time we've been on the podcast. But yeah, that happened.
That happened. Also, where are my JRPG people at? Because Tales of Arise also got pushed back. Anyways, it also got everybody's getting pushed back. I mean, I understand, but at the same time, yeah.
It'll be worth it though. You know how it goes with delays. I mean, and time goes so fast. It'll be here. Let me get to the super chat real quick. Josh, shout out to Josh, says, what did you rate Last of Us Part 1? And what is a 10 out of 10 game for you? Merc, you played the first one. What would you rate the first one?
Which one?
Last of Us?
The Last of Us? Wow, man. Let me tell you, that game right there is in my top 10 of all time. So that should tell you what I think about that game. I think it was, man, a very compelling story. I love Joel as a character. Which I won't speak any more about Joel, but you know, I just think that game is definitely in my top 10 of all time. I don't know what the meta for that game was. What was it, a 97 or 96?
95.
Yeah, well deserved. That game is all that. That's definitely one of my favorite PlayStation games of all time. No doubt about that.
I agree with that. One of my favorites. It's the game that really put me on the PS3 and playing that, and I loved that game. Played it again on Grounded. It was awesome. I don't know if it's 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for me is like,
it's hard.
I don't want to say it's perfect because no game is perfect, but it's like, in my eyes, a masterpiece, and it changes my life, and it does everything right. I can't find, I find it hard pressed to like find a fault with it. That would be a 10 out of 10 for me.
I got a question for you, Erica. How about do you find The Last of Us 2 to be a better game than like Uncharted 2?
Ooh, no. I liked Uncharted 2 a lot.
Uncharted 2's fire. Like
Uncharted 2 fire.
That was a fun game. I played it kind of late, you know. I wasn't really, like I said, Last of Us is what really got me on the PS3 a lot, but like I went back and played some old games like God of War 2, Uncharted 2. Those twos are good, man. God of War and Uncharted, great sequels. Yeah,
I wasn't that big of God of War games, period, prior to the last one, the 2018. Like to me, like that game, all right, that's my type of game. But like even like in God of War 3, like the camera angles that they took in that game were like weird to me. I don't know. I could just never get into it.
Actually, I misspoke. I meant God of War 3. My bad. The twos got all up in my head. God of War 3 was awesome. I played that before 2018 because I was like, I want to get in the zone, right, with this God of War. But anyways, back to Uncharted 2. That's what I originally wanted to say. That game was really fun. Really, really fun. I like that game a lot. Yeah. But as far as like what's 10 out of 10, like I said, it's a game that I would be, it would be hard to find faults, and I'd have to nitpick at that point. That's how good it is. Like that would probably be a 10, you know?
Got it. Witcher 3.
Moving on.
Well, okay.
Next.
I thought you were describing The Witcher 3. I just wanted to bring that up.
Shoot.
Wow. That's the lovely thing about games. We all have opinions, whether they're right or wrong.
So okay, since you named that one, Mert, what's another one you can say is a 10 out of 10 for both of you? What would you say is a 10 out of 10 game for you?
All right, so
10 out of 10. I don't know.
Are we talking about this generation or just ever?
Ever.
Oof, man, this is a good one.
I never think about this, actually.
Same.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a PlayStation 2 game. And it's just because of like when I played it, I just remember being blown away. Like the original, like Metal Gear Solid, the one that you drop in on a helicopter and you swim up to the building. You gotta kind of like creep in and stuff like that. I have so many memories of playing that when I was younger. In recent time, I'm not saying it's a perfect game. It's got its problems, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is definitely up there. God of War is definitely up there. Those are games that are approaching 10s. It's hard for me to give a 10. You know,
dude, bro. Gosh.
All those games got problems, but you know, God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, those are phenomenal games this generation that like merit the scores that they got.
Yeah.
Shar,
you got any that come to mind?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Okay.
I can't find a lot of faults with that game.
You don't think the world's too empty?
I have to play it again. It's been a while since I played it, you know.
I'm gonna play it on that PC version, you know.
PC.
I fucking love that game, and like whatever you say about the world, I think it was just enough of like, how do I explain this? Like, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey right now, and there's like, I feel like there's almost too much in that game. I mean, it's great. I like how much there is in that game, but like, Horizon Zero Dawn was like just enough for me of open world, just enough. and then the DLC was made it just a little bit more, and I was like, yes. But anyways, that's mine.
Yeah, this is hard for me because I feel like I said, I just always think to myself, well, it's not perfect. Like, no game is perfect. So how do you get a 10? And like I said, it's hard to find faults, right? So when I think of that, I think of like my memory with like Ocarina of Time. You know, that was the game I grew up on. It just thought it was the best game ever. And it's been a while since I've played it, but that comes to my mind.
10? Ocarina Perfect 10?
That's what comes to my mind.
Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, Ocarina of Time. And more recently, I'd say, yeah, God of War is like up there. Bloodborne's up there. Of course, I have a couple issues.
What's the one singular game that approaches a 10? For me, it's Witcher 3. That's
Witcher 3.
Close as it gets.
Approach is a 10.
Approach is a 10, yeah.
Oh, man.
For sure, Witcher 3. It's got its problems, like the combat's not all that great, for example. But
yeah, it's definitely not.
that's a weak point of the game, in my opinion. It's just very
oh man.
It's very I find it to be basic. You get what I'm saying? I find the combat to be very basic.
Yeah.
It is. I mean,
but the storytelling is I mean, the storytelling in Witcher 3 is unbelievable. The like side missions, it's the way side missions should be in games. Like the DLC is so I mean, the DLC is so good that, I mean, it's literally like another game. Like it's just so many things I could say about that game. And I put in, I think 140 hours between the game and the DLC. It's just the only game that I'm really like, man, this is as close as to a 10 that I've played. But like I said, nothing's a 10 because nothing's perfect.
Right.
Like I named just a couple weaknesses that The Witcher 3 has.
Honestly, though, Odyssey kind of beats that shit.
Odyssey?
Yeah.
Like Mario?
Like combat wise?
No, not
Mario. Who said Mario?
Hey, man, I had to say it.
I don't play
I love
Nintendo games. Who do you think I am, dude? Fuck that shit. Fuck Mario.
Wait. Char, you didn't stand up and cry and clap for Mario Odyssey? That you didn't? I thought that was
But you think I played a Mario Odyssey?
I thought that was
you. Touched a Mario game in the last 15 years? Nah, bitch, no.
I thought you were in my DMs. Like, I stood up, I applauded, and shed a tear. That wasn't you?
Oh my god, I'm mad about it. Ass Creed fucking Odyssey, okay? Ass Creed Odyssey fucking I honestly, it does everything that Witcher 3 did and better.
Nah, not the storytelling.
Yeah, I would.
Storytelling pretty good though. Like the side quests, I did a couple of side quests last night and I was like, what the this is okay?
I'll tell you, Odyssey, the combat is absolutely better.
Combat is fire, dude.
But it is. I'll give it the advantage there.
Witcher 3 combat is trash, dude.
It's trash in comparison. I do agree there, but it's just the world building and the character development and the attention to detail, like the little details in the world and like the Witcher universe.
I will give it the fantasy world.
Yeah, man, it's one of those games. You know how like every generation there's only like a handful of games that really capture like your undivided attention. That was one of those few games this whole entire generation that did it to me. That game.
Yeah, like I've played. Gosh, how much time did I put in Witcher? I tried on two times. I think I put in like 12 hours the first time, and then I put in like another 15 another. And like
I would say that's pretty respectful to see if like you like the game or not.
Right, and like I'm with you on the combat is not that great, but I would believe Merc in saying the world building's better and like the story would probably be better because I beat Origins, right? I know Odyssey's different. I did play a lot of Odyssey as well for Ass Creed, and I didn't get the same like sense of like this is top tier kind of storytelling. Like it was cool. But I could see in The Witcher, like, that quality was, like, there more so. So I'm with Merc on that. I could believe that. But again, I need to beat it, obviously, to even have a real opinion.
I thought of one that's, like, approaching a perfect 10 for me. If not a perfect 10, is my good old Kingdoms of Amalur. Because I fucking love that game.
Who? No.
Oh my god. Every fucking time I talk about this game, dude.
Oh, shoot. But yeah, with the Witcher...
but, like...
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, I might be biased, but, like, that game, pretty fucking good. Anyways, go on.
I was gonna say too with The Witcher, like going to that combat right after Bloodborne. Holy crap! It had no chance. It had no chance, you know. And I just felt
Yeah,
like
no, I understand.
this is terrible, and it made me appreciate Bloodborne even more. I think Bloodborne just means a lot to me this gen. So if I think about like this gen, I think Bloodborne. Ori, the first Ori was like wow. Couldn't find a lot of problems with that one. There's been some games, man, where it's like there's so many things about it that's a 10, and I could like stand by that. Like, man, this music, this freaking combat, this, and this, awesome. And then there's like sometimes, well, this ain't perfect or this ain't. So it's kind of hard for me. That's why I feel like the number system is kind of crazy. I think I gave a 10 to Link Between Worlds, which is another Zelda game.
I have not really played that.
Char, back on our old territory, sheattack.com, when we were writing articles.
Oh my god.
I gave it a 10. I'm pretty positive on that. I'm pretty positive. If not to 10, it was a 9.5. It was up there.
I do remember.
It was up there. Love that game. So yeah, there's games that if I really think about it, it's like, yeah, if I have to put it, it'd be a 10.
Everybody in chat being like, "You gonna give that Persona 5/10 though? You gonna give that Persona 5/10?" And I'm like, I
need to play Royale, and then once I beat that, I think I'll have a definitive answer.
You need to play 4 Golden, okay?
I am.
That's the real tea.
Listen. I started it again, but then The Last of Us 2 came out. I had to go hard on Last of Us 2, and that's
She coming back to it, guys. She coming back to it. It's fine.
It'll happen. It'll happen. Yeah, but just to wrap up with The Last of Us 2, Merc, you got to beat it, so we could talk. We got to talk.
I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know everything that happens. I'm not afraid of you spoiling anything or anything like that. I'm cool.
Right. It's one of those things. Like, I ain't gonna try and persuade anybody. If you've got your mind made up, you're probably right. You're not gonna like it. You know, you probably just. But for me, experiencing the combat and kind of going through the story and the context and all that kind of coming together. I'll just say that when you are playing a video game as a gamer, and I said this before, I see myself as like, okay, I don't want to do this, or I may not want to do that, or whatever, but that is my character. And then over time, it kind of becomes like, oh, that's me. And I want to win. I want to make this person survive or whatever. And I start to have like kind of a change of thinking as far as like what I thought I wasn't going to like. And then I do it and I'm like, it wasn't that bad, I guess. So I think playing the game could potentially change people's minds in that way. But if your mind is made up on the story, you're like, screw this. I mean, you're probably not going to change your overall thoughts in that regard. But so it's like, I want to recommend it, but at the same time, not. It just depends on the person. And like, if you're like me and you just want to see that combat and you think that's going to be great, hey, play it. But definitely go find a nice, happy game afterwards, because it is depressing. So that's my advice. Yeah. Anyways, we done? We done with Last of Us? Move on for now. Any last things to say, Mark? Got anything else you want to say on Last of Us?
Nah. It's something I'll play it. I'm gonna end up playing it and beating it.
Yep. All right. Now we got a lot to say about this. I know you do too, Merc. Dr. Disrespect. Char gonna leave the room.
No, just go.
The two-time, man, Dr. Disrespect banned. Permanently on Twitch, and this happened yesterday. Now, okay, I was on Twitter, right? I'm scrolling through Twitter. I see Polygon puts out this article that he's banned, and I'm like, whoa, what? And then, because it's Polygon, I'm like, grain of salt. Maybe it's not like a big deal. Maybe he's coming back. You know how Twitch is. Sometimes people are suspended and they come back or whatever. I'm like, oh, maybe something happened. He said something crazy or something. And then I start looking into it more, and then me, Merc, we're in the DM. We're like, what the hell's going on? And we start uncovering more stuff. Like, yeah, this is legit. Like, he's gone. I mean, sponsored.
His channel's not even there.
Yeah.
Like, his channel's gone.
Not there. Subs getting refunded, which you were one of them, right, Merc?
Yeah, I was one of them. I got refunded yesterday.
Yeah, and we knew some other people too as well. And it's like, what the heck? He's like gone. And then we start seeing tweets of he's done everywhere, all platforms. He ain't going nowhere. He's done streaming. And we're just like, what the the heck is going on? So Merc, let me know what you're thinking, because I know, I mean, I find Dr. Disrespect entertaining. I've watched his streams here and there. I think he's funny and it's a good time. But I know you're a bigger fan than I, so I'm just curious, what are your thoughts? Like, what are you thinking?
All right, so yesterday it really caught me by surprise. So like you said, you know, I had Twitch on as I normally do, like when I'm working, because I've been working from the house since March, since the whole, you know, this whole thing started happening, right? You know, and I know they get the notification when the doc goes live, right? Man, this is kind of weird. Like, he ain't live. You know, he goes on like what, 11? I think it's 11 o'clock, like Western time, right? Like, you know, out there. So I'm like, man, like he's normally on by this time, and then you know, you put it in the DM that it came from Polygon that his channel got, you know, banned, right? So I go on the Twitch app and I'm like, well, wait a second, let's see. I'm scrolling and I don't see Dr. Disrespect's channel, right? And I know the doc, like in the community, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, whatever, you know, the memes, you know, Dr. Disrespect, he's silly, is that or the other. I mean, man, the guy I think is like super entertaining. Like as far as the production value in his streams, I think are top notch. I don't know if you've ever watched one of Doc's streams, whether it's transitions, backgrounds, like when he's in the Lamborghini and like, you know, you could tell he's sitting in his chair, but it's just the whole production value behind everything that he does. And then the news comes out that he's been permanently banned. Well, first it was banned, and then it was confirmed that it was permanently banned by Slasher, right? Slasher's like a big, like, you know, he does like a lot of news, you know, as far as, you know, streamers and esports and stuff like that is concerned. And obviously today there's been more reports. I think I forget who the reporter was from CNN, that she also came out and said that her sources confirmed that he was permanently banned. And not only permanently banned, but banned from probably streaming on any platform at this point, because of God knows what the rationale is. And I'm super curious to find out what exactly he did that caused this whole scenario. And the last thing that I'll leave it with is, I don't know if anybody on Twitter saw the 8-minute clip, the last 8 minutes of his last stream that he had, I think on Tuesday.
I saw that.
Like, man, this guy started talking about, like, just rambling. Oh man, you know, Champions Club, we'll get through this for those of you guys that watch him. You know, Champions Club is what he calls his community on Twitch, right? So you know, we're going to get through this together. Things that didn't make sense at the stage of the stream that he was at. And then he abruptly ends his stream. And for those of you guys that saw it, it makes a lot of sense. You could tell like something was off, you know? And then that news comes out, man, it's crazy. It's almost surreal. I know Audible's like, you know, he watches Dr. Disrespect 2 on Twitch, and it caught him completely off guard, just like it did for me.
Damn, yeah. And nobody knows why. There's speculations, there's conspiracy theories going on, and even between us, like as friends, we're like, man, what the freak, what happened? And we're just kind of coming up, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, but none of us know. Nothing's been confirmed. There hasn't been any statements, and because of that, I think it's fair to say there's some legal stuff going on, to where they can't speak yet because maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's got to be some kind of reason. It's huge, though. I think we could all agree on that, right? Like, it's got to be a huge reason. Obviously, he was banned from everything. I think he's been released from his sponsors as well, right?
Yeah. G Fuel dropped him. He's no longer, his channel's gone on Twitch, everything, man. It's like all his sponsors have left him.
Damn.
Yeah.
And a lot of people forget this. Like, he just signed in March what I'm sure is a multi-million-dollar deal, like to stream exclusively on Twitch.
Yeah.
So crazy. Now, there's a lot of coincidence that Mixer closes on the same week, right?
Yeah. Okay. We didn't even mention that yet. Yeah, it's been a crazy week. So the timing of things too, because you got the Mixer closing, and that happened after another situation which maybe could have escalated it or made it happen sooner, because they had a problem with racism, and somebody spoke out saying he was uncomfortable there. There were some jokes and analogies made him uncomfortable. He went to HR. He didn't really get the response he wanted, and it's just a lack of professionalism on Microsoft's part, and it was just a bad deal. So that happened, right? This was like last Saturday, wasn't it? Or something like that. It was like the weekend.
Yeah.
And then not even maybe a day later, he was going to meet with Phil Spencer. That happened. They had a meeting. And then we get the news Mixer's gone. Like Mixer's going away in a month. They're shutting down. They're going to now be partnered with Facebook. So that'll happen. And we're like, whoa, that's a big deal. Poor, rest in peace, Mixer gang, all that.
Mixer
and then,
gang.
and then now here we are with this. Twitch having their issue with Dr. Disrespect, whatever it may be, he's gone. So the conspiracy theories are out there. Is he was he going to join Ninja? Was something up with that? Is this all timing a coincidence, or does it mean something? There's a lot of conspiracy theories, and Merc, I know we've kind of talked about them before the show, but what do you I mean, we don't want to just put it out there like, oh, we for sure think he did this or not. We don't know, but if you had to maybe guess or speculate, like what do you think happened?
So my speculation would be surrounding around whether or not the permanent ban is true, right? So if these sources that have come out of it, they said, oh, we've been able to, confirm with sources inside of Twitch that Dr. Disrespect's ban is permanent, then that would lead me down the road of he did something way more serious than, going live in a bathroom, which happened, like 2 years ago, right? I think he was suspended.
Right.
He was banned from Twitch for 2 weeks before he was reinstated. But this being permanent means that it's not something like, oh, it's got to be some type of accusation or allegation, something. It's got to be something along those lines, because what is going to be so serious that your sponsors drop you, Twitch permanently bans you, and the word on the street is you can't even stream anywhere. So in other words, he just can't pop up on YouTube and, and like go live. Like what is it that you did that is that bad that it took it to that degree? And I think that's what's got everybody kind of curious, Which it's a shame, because like I said, I really enjoyed watching his streams. I think the guy's like super duper entertaining, and it's a shame, man. It's a shame, but it's like I said earlier, when you do stupid things, you win stupid prizes. It's what it is.
Exactly. It is a shame in the sense that, he is a talented guy, whether people, get annoyed with him or not. I mean, he's got all this energy for his character, and like you said, the production value, all that. And the fact that like he's entertaining and also good at games, that's kind of a rare thing, it's a hard thing to do. We stream,
Absolutely.
We know it's kind of rough. It's kind of hard.
For sure. Sometimes.
Yeah. And to do it on that level with that many eyes watching you, I mean, it takes some talent to do that. So it is a shame in that sense. Like, damn, he's talented and now it's wasted, and whatever he did, it had to be bad, because just the fact that he's permabanned, like, I think you were kind of alluding to, this ain't something like him saying something maybe that's not politically correct, or you know what I mean? Because sometimes when people say things, maybe even if it was like a racist thing, sometimes they don't go away. Like, look at PewDiePie. I mean, he said what he said. He blew up even more. And then you got people like Alinity throwing their cats and stuff and doing things like that. They get suspended, then they're back, So it's nothing. It's not that degree. This is something beyond that. Not to minimize those or anything, but this clearly is something big, something much more just crazy, I guess. So we can only speculate, like I was saying, we don't know yet. Maybe by the next backlog, this will all be clarified, and we'll know what the hell what happened. And maybe Shar, then you can give some insight or opinion. You said you're gonna be quiet during this because you've probably never seen him before, right? Like as far as streams and stuff like that.
I know who he is. I've seen his caricature, but I've never sat down and like watched his content.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
when I first started watching him, I thought he was kind of like, man, this is the guy. Like this guy has become famous on Twitch, like with this character. But man, slowly, like you really start to kind of it's those random, just off the chart rants that he goes on, like on his streams, like when he loses his shit. He's very like a la like let's see somebody in our community that's like that. I would say kind of like, you know how Smooth loses his mind on
Mm-hmm.
stream sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Doc kind of does that, but like in that character that he has, which
Right.
is, I don't know, it's just the whole production value, the community he's built up. It's really entertaining. Like once you watch him enough that you become like, let's say, a fan or whatnot. Yeah, man, it's a huge loss from that perspective. But hey, man, if you did something dumb, you got to pay up. It is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, no matter what it is, if he hurts somebody or it's to that degree, then yeah, I mean, you get what you get, and if you're gonna
It
do things,
also
go ahead.
just like hearing all of this, it's like it might have just been a compilation too. I mean, there obviously there is a last like straw to this, to get it to the point where he just straight up got permabanned. But I mean, I don't know. I want to know what it is, because then maybe the past actually did factor into the decision.
Maybe caught up. Maybe it was a bunch of, like you're saying, yeah, like a bunch of things just kind of caught up with him. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Potentially. Let me get these super chats. Coop, thank you so much, Coop. Says Erica, do you consider yourself more of an Xbox/PC gamer? Xbox who?
Xbox who? Oh,
What's a console?
oh, haven't seen one.
Shoot, definitely been on my PC more these days. I played Ori on PC. I played Gears on PC. So my Xbox games are on PC. But if you just mean as a whole, more so than like Sony and stuff, when these games come out on PlayStation, then I'm on those, and then I kind of come back to the OGs, the Gears and stuff like that. I'm kind of all over the place, but yeah, I guess right now, yeah, kind of more PC. Merc knows he been there, showing me the ropes.
Hey, man, it's the way, man. It's the wave.
Luca Queen says it's gotta be legal. Last week, some popular Destiny streamers got exposed for harassing women, and they got them the F out of here too, as they should. We were actually going to segue into that. So Luca, man, you're reading my mind. Reading our minds over here. Shoot. Yeah, the timing of this, like with the Mixer thing, a lot more has been going down in the community. These sexual allegations have been going on as well, and it did start with Destiny, right? I think the Destiny community kind of had their there were some women who came out and spoke out against, and I'm just paraphrasing and kind of trying to remember who's who and who's what, but I remember, I'm just going to put a picture of Angry Joe because he's part of it too. Not Destiny, but just the allegations. From what I read, there was a dude, and I don't know his name, but he was real prominent in the Destiny community. He was abusing women and harassing women, and it got to the point where he got banned from like different conventions and stuff to participate in. And I want to say, from what I read, he was like stealing badges and sneaking in anyways, and like manipulating his way into these events. So it's like they couldn't shake him. They couldn't get rid of this dude. Luca, if you want to come through with some details, I can get you in here because I've read a lot of things, but as far as the details, and that's why I was kind of hesitant to even like go into this topic. If anyone wants to give the details, Luca would be the one. Let me get you in, Luca.
I'll add on a little bit more to it. So all within the same time frame, you had the same kind of accusations happening at Ubisoft for the teams that worked on Assassin's Creed and Just Dance. Evil Geniuses. So for those of you guys that watch anything esports related, I do. I keep up with esports some. I know a lot of people don't, but Evil Geniuses have like multiple competitive teams across a lot of different games. They had the same thing happen there. So it almost seems like there's a it's happening just across the gaming industry. I don't know what it is, but I think that's where people are kind of drawing that pretense to Dr. Disrespect, like, oh man, it's his channel got completely banned, permanently banned, and you had all this news that came out prior. It's almost like people are lumping Doc into that as well. You know what I mean? At least that's the assumption.
Honestly, that's where my mind went, because the timing, I was like, oh crap, he probably did something to like maybe, who knows, his past or something.
Yeah.
Some women.
His emotes are even gone. His emotes are even gone.
Shoot. But yeah, the timing, I mean, when it came to like speculating and guessing, our minds kind of went there because we're like, oh, damn, this is crazy. But the Destiny thing, I do follow Miss 5000 Watts. If anyone knows her, she's very, very involved in the Destiny community. So I watched her stream and her kind of speak for the victims and talk about everything that was public. There was just a lot of women coming out and saying that a lot of these people in power, they abuse their authority, you know, and they can use that power to get their way or have people actually not come forward, because what happens is these smaller content creators, right? These smaller streamers, they get invited, they have an opportunity to get somewhere in the community, and then something happens to them, and sometimes they don't want to come forward because they feel like they're going to lose that opportunity, you know, or no one's going to believe them, or they're so powerful they're going to have lawyers against me, and it's a scary thing. But Luca, thank you for coming in.
Hi.
Hey,
Yeah,
welcome.
You got some details for us. Definitely give us more insight on this whole thing.
All right, so this is what happened, right? So I was minding my business as per usual, right? And I'm playing Destiny with the boys, you know, shout out to Forte and Taz and Slomo and all of them, right? And Slomo hits me with the, hey, boo, they got Say No to Rage. I'm like, got him for what? And he's like, sexual harassment allegations. I was like, seriously? Him? Lono? So this guy, Lono, right? He's been notorious in the Destiny community for being like considered the black sheep, right? And no one knew what the problem was exactly, but he always made it seem like it's because people, like, he was like, these other content creators, they're jealous of me, you know, I'm the best, I'm awesome, blah blah blah, you know, they just can't handle my greatness, right? And it's just like, sir, you've been sexually harassing women for years now, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So this girl comes out, her name is Mind of Snaps, and she posts this super detailed explanation of what he did, and then the following months afterwards, right? So they were like at a party at King Gathalian's house. Do you know who King Gathalian is?
Yeah.
Big, like,
I
trooper
don't.
stuff.
Former mixer
You
streamer.
are not in the. No, sorry. I do.
Right? So, okay, so they were at King Gathalian's house, right? You know, just chilling, have a little networking, just, you know, enjoying themselves, whatever, right? And like, she's still newish to the community, so she's just, you know, talking to a couple people. Lono comes through, he saddles up to her like the creep that he is, and the first thing he did was that he touched her hair. He just put his hand on.
Whoa.
Nope.
Whoa.
Yup.
Now, you know, me myself being a black woman, anyone touches my hair, I'm gonna immediately kill them, right? Like, that's just how it is. You don't touch a black woman's hair. But, you know, for some reason, you know, Snap, she didn't think, like, she thought it was weird, but she didn't want to make a big deal out of it. She didn't want to draw attention to herself, which just says so much about how women are just taught to make themselves smaller, to not speak up when things make them uncomfortable because they are afraid of their feelings being dismissed and being seen as, oh, you're just being emotional, you're just doing too much. So she doesn't say anything to him doing that, right? So then eventually, like, you know, she moves around the house, she sits down on a couch, right? He comes through, sits down next to her, and he just starts saying some inappropriate things, some weird jokes, weird comments, and she's just like, you know, I'm sure you've been in the situation, Erica, where it's just like you're minding your you know, your business,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe some guy comes to talk to you, and you're just kind of like, I really don't want to talk to you, but I need to be polite, that kind of thing.
Right.
Because it's like, you know, I don't know, like, I growing up, you know, I was taught to, you know, just mind my manners, okay?
Be polite.
Relax. Be
Mhm.
polite, all that stuff. So he's just like being a general weirdo or whatever. She gets weird vibes from him the rest of the night. He continues making these weird comments. They're moving on to another party. They're on a bus together. He sits next to her, right? Then he starts talking about, like, he's like, I'm sorry, I'm high. You know, when I'm high, I need to feel like, I just need to feel grounded and connected to something. You know, and then he starts talking about like what he likes sexually while he's high.
Wow.
And then she's just like, okay, no, stop. And she stops him there. And she moves away from him. She moves away from him. She's like, okay, you're making me uncomfortable. She moves away from him. And she goes to some other girl and she's like, hey, can I sit with you or whatever? So she's like visibly shaken, but it doesn't really hit her until she's back in like her apartment, or It was a hotel room, her hotel room, and she's just kind of like, holy shit. And then she's not sure whether or not she should tell her boyfriend because she's scared that he's gonna be like, well, maybe this is your fault. Why didn't you do anything? Why are you letting another guy touch you or whatever, right? But whatever, she keeps it to herself, and then like she sends an email to Lono telling him like, what you did made me feel uncomfortable, all this stuff, right? And Lono responds, he's like, wow, I do not recall those actions that night. What? I did that? I have no recollection. But I do have a recollection of everything else leading up to that point, things that happened in between. And yeah, all
But
that
not
nonsense,
that.
right?
Everything but that.
Exactly. Everything but that. So she asks him nicely, she's like, okay, can you just stay away from me or whatever? Like, I just don't want to talk to you. You know, I want to be away from you. And he's like, oh, right, cool, great. I will leave you alone. I'll stay away from you. Like, he says that in like April. And then like a month later, he emails her again, like, hey, I thought maybe we could get together and have a conversation about what happened.
God.
Right? And
No.
she's just like, no, I'm good, Chief. I'm so good on that. And so some other weird things happen in which like she was scheduling something for some event or whatever, and she put her information out there first when she's gonna do her booth. And then he like schedules his booth to be the same exact time as her in the same area.
Yikes.
So he's just doing like some really weirdo scumbag-ish, right? So you know, King Gathalion finds out because several women, and it's several women, at least 6, right? Several women come to King Gathalion, they let him know. King Gathalion's pissed because this happened in his space, right? So it's like he feels like, okay, I allowed this to happen. But legally speaking, there was nothing they could do against Lono in regards to keeping him banned from certain things. So all they did was say, bro, you're banned, you can't come through. But Lono was just like, I'm just gonna come through from as a general public. And yes, he stole a badge to get into like the VIP area. And then they kicked him out. They're like, get out of here, dude.
Wow.
But you know, apparently a bunch of the Destiny, you know, streamers and YouTubers, they knew what was going on. They just didn't say anything out of like respect for the women, right? But another woman came through, a different one came through. She was all like, yeah, I remember this instance in which I donated like some money to Lono or whatever. He hit me up in my DMs. He was like, hey, yo, what's good? What's happening? And he said to her, wow, to afford such a large donation, you must be into like sex work or something. And she was just like, what? And I was like, what? Reading it. And he kept insisting. It's like, oh, you must be in sex work. You must be in sex work. You know, haha, what do you do or whatever. And she's like, no, absolutely not. So it's stuff like that with him being like a complete and total weirdo, inappropriate touching. There's another instance with a different girl in which she was like, you know, it's just like these are newer women, you know, these are men in positions of power. It's like, oh, it's cool getting to know like someone who's actually like in it. I want to be in his position one day, whatever, right? Another girl in which he hit her up and he was like, okay, so the wife and the kids are out of town. So, you know, if you want to do some things like sexual, I got you or whatever. Like just unsolicited, gross-ish, right? And then it gets worse. The next day, once again, minding my business, okay? I'm looking at Twitter and I see that one of the popular PvP streamers just got exposed for doing some nonsense. So he was in a relationship with this girl, an online relationship, while he was in a like relationship with someone in his day-to-day life, right? So he was lying to both of them. He got this girl, you know, you're dating someone, you're gonna send them nudes, whatever. These nudes, right? He had a Discord, right? He had a Discord servers with his clan. Now his clan, they're called a BSK, aka Bomb Squad Kittens. Huge PvP clan, right? Huge. I'm talking winning tournaments and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they were in that Discord just doing some foul-ish, like exchanging the nudes that these girls would send them, talking badly about them. There was also some like racism stuff and also like some DDoSing. So, you know, some cheating.
Wow.
So they were doing stuff like that. So that's what happened in the Destiny community. And I've just kind of been like, you know, they got him. They started targeting another PvPer named Panda. They got him. They started targeting MTash. Now it's just like these guys were just in that clan, so that it was like that guilty by association sort of thing.
Right.
But they got Lumi out of here. They're like, you got to go. Say no to rage. You're out of here. They got them out of here. It's over for them. So it's just like, and then Say No to Rage, he came through with this nonsense fucking video. He had his wife sitting next to him. Like, he was reading from a script. He was reading from a script, like, you know, then he did like the worst thing you can do in situations like this. He was like, I was abused.
No, man. These guys, I swear.
Me too. Not to take away from the abuse he suffered, because that's a real thing, you know, and it's so.
But he tried to look like the victim, you're saying.
Yeah, he tried to like turn it into a, I'm aware I was sick. I was abused as well. And I hate that excuse because there's a lot of people who have been abused or in abusive relationships who don't do that.
Right.
Who don't turn around and take advantage of people like that. Because it's like, you know what it feels like, so why would you do it to someone else? That's disgusting. So, he got roasted, rightfully so. I even posted a video saying, bitch, we don't give a fuck. Okay, we don't care. Okay? No one cares. And he deleted the video and was like, that wasn't the right kind of apology. I'll do a better apology tomorrow. And everyone's like, nah, dude, there's no saving this for you. Like, you're not
crazy.
You will not be saved. And you know what's crazy? His chat was like, people from his chat were just like, hey, yo, you know what's weird? Because like Lono was always talking about how you have to give people second chances, how the internet mob mentality isn't good, and you shouldn't just dogpile on people. And it's kind of like he was like prepping his, what is that word? It was like he was conditioning his chat for this, right? Disgusting. Yeah. So yeah, they got him the fuck out of here, rightfully so. And it's just been bad. And then ever since then, it's just all this news and information has come out. There's some dude from Ubisoft who was accused of sexually assaulting some girl, and then he was trying to provide proof and evidence, but it was like doctored proof and proof. It's just like, so it was so obvious that that shit was fake, and it's just like, King, no one is believing you, all right? And he just kept coming up with all these excuses. It's like, nah, man, it's over for you, Chief. It's done, all right? So. Yeah. And then the Angry Joe situation, which, I mean, honestly speaking, I'm kind of sketch on the Angry Joe situation because the girl, she came out, she was all like, he was being super physically aggressive towards me, yeah? And like coercing me for sex, yeah? But then he comes out with his statement and he's like, first of all, I just want to let y'all know I'm talking to my lawyers, first thing I'm going to say. And then he was all like, I never did any of that stuff. And then she comes through and she starts walking back her statement. And she's like, oh, I never said.
Yeah,
I never said he did that. And I'm just like, girl, what's going on? What's happening?
Yeah.
Where did you think that was gonna go? You know,
right?
Is what I'm saying.
Right. He's a well-known dude in the community, and he's got access to lawyers and things like that. It's like and then he comes with it. Oh, I never said he assaulted me. I never said that. It's like, come on. And the problem with that, and that's the reason why I wanted to bring up the Angry Joe thing, is that it makes it harder for the ones that are really telling the truth. It's just I hate when people lie and women like that when they lie, because there's women who actually do go through this and they're struggling to come out with it because people won't believe them, or it's against somebody who is someone of power or somebody more well known or has the money for lawyers and things like that. And it's like, it sucks that people lie like that. It does. I mean, it's looking like she's lying anyways. It's looking like it. It's sketchy. Yeah, it's sketchy.
It's super annoying because, like you were saying, like, this stuff happens, okay? And I'll use, I can't go into any detail or anything like that, but I had a boss who I knew for a fact was sexually harassing girls. And it's like, the corporation knew, but they just didn't, either some of the girls didn't speak up, or they would just, like, he would bully them into leaving and stuff. Like, he would make these and I heard him make these disgusting comments, and I'm just like, why? What's good, you know? And I mean, eventually they got him the fuck out of there. But like, this stuff happens. You put people in positions of power, and some people just start wilding and just doing crazy stuff. Like, I don't even know what's up with it. It just doesn't make any sense. Because me personally, I don't like. Okay, it's awful for when this happens to people, obviously, and I don't understand anyone who could abuse someone like that. But I think about it from you're really gonna ruin your livelihood by doing some scumbag stuff? Like, I don't understand.
That's the thing. I mean, it happens so often, and it could potentially be what's happening to Dr. Disrespect. You have all this money, you get all this fame and whatever, and then you just slip up, you mess up, and you do something crazy. Like, we don't know what he did yet, but if it turns out to be something like that, where he just made this crazy decision, it's like, what the hell? Like, how do you do that? And it's hard for us to understand because we're small time people, you know, we ain't got money like that, and we can't understand it. But I think maybe it's like an ego thing, or just something crazy, like they just change, or
maybe that's who they've always been.
Yeah.
And just like, now I have the opportunity to do some scumbag-ish.
Right. It could be them the whole time, but now they got money. Now they feel like they got protection. They can be who they really are. Like, you never know. It could be that too. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like super disgusting. I absolutely hate it. and it's just crazy because like it happens so often. And honestly speaking, when I saw the doctor disrespect thing, I was like, oh, okay, what's going on? What happened? And the fact that they won't say anything, I'm just like, okay, well, it's definitely got to be something legal because we would have been known
Yeah.
by now if it was something else, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. That's what makes it so like, it makes us curious. Like, damn, what did he do? It's got to be something, yeah, illegal along those lines. Let me get these super chats real quick. Josh, again, thank you, Josh. Says Erica Shar, Merck, and guests. The streets need face cam. We did face cam one time.
We did.
It
was episode 20.
Because it was
If you wanna
20.
go watch episode 20.
We're like, yeah, that's a special number, I guess. Remember?
Yeah.
We do want to do it more often. But thank you again for the super chat. Also, Josh again says Luca should have a solo 10-minute news segment every backlog. That'd be kind of cool. I get with it.
Just talking nonstop without pause for long periods of time. So.
I don't know if 10 minutes is enough. Yeah, but no, thanks, Luca. I did want confirmation too on the whole like stealing the badges and all that. Like I had heard this dude, what's his name again? Lono?
Yeah, Say No to Rage.
Say No to Rage. Yeah, he I guess was like sneaking in or trying to still attend these events even though they clearly told him.
The events anyway, like
right.
Just some real, things that just show that he doesn't have any remorse. He's done this. He's a multiple time offender, and he continuously tried to gaslight these women and pretend what he was doing wasn't that serious. And he lied about why he was blacklisted in the community. He tried to make it seem like he's some noble steed telling the truth, and it's just like it's crazy to me. And he's always seemed like he's kind of a jerk, honestly. Like he's got a really patronizing attitude, but you know what? So do I. So I was just kind of like, whatever. And but Slow-Mo came through, and Slow-Mo was like, I knew I hated him for a good reason. Slow-Mo was just like basking in this. So
damn, he had a feeling then. He had a gut feeling then about that dude.
Yeah, he had a gut feeling.
Shoot, yeah, because I know you guys play Destiny. You're more involved in the community, of course, obviously. So yeah, it's crazy, man. You probably been seeing a lot of stuff. It's probably a trip for you, just like going through Twitter and like.
It's pretty crazy. Like it's pretty crazy because I really didn't expect that from him. I guess I don't know. I just never thought about any of the Destiny like people doing something like that, and I don't know. It just seemed like really random and crazy, and all this information comes out, and I'm just like, okay. And I also follow Miss 5000 Watts, so I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Well.
She did like a whole like just chatting type stream, and so I listened in on some of it. I've been following her a long time since she was up on like Call of Duty and all that, and she just was speaking out for like these women because it was all public by then, so she was just going through it, and it was wild. And there's a lot of people in there supporting her because she's been through stuff too, and it was a trip. It was a trip for sure. But that kind of started this whole thing. Like it was that. And then we had these other companies. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard about like Ubisoft. They're kind of going through stuff. I've seen people being fired there or something. Insomniac.
As they should.
Yeah, there's been
Insomniac
as well. Somebody they've come out about that too. Like about those people in power there. They abuse it. And then even, IGN comes up again. All these different outlets. And it's like...
I mean, honestly speaking, like, okay, given how Naomi Kyle and Alana Pierce look, right? And the fact that Alana Pierce took over Naomi Kyle's job, I was like, okay, they're both beautiful. I know for sure there's something going on, like for sure, because it's weird that it's like they get these super hot women to be the face of this, And honestly speaking, like, I've been sexually harassed so many times on this garbage platform that is Twitter and YouTube. Like they just cannot help themselves. Shout out to Garuda for sexually harassing me.
Oh, we got him we got him out of there, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. Shout out to him. He's been obsessed with me for the last 2 years. So shout out to him with that. And
calm your tits, bro. Holy fuck.
Wow.
Holy shit.
So, and it's crazy because I had just mentioned him earlier today during my podcast because another one who's also obsessed with me, like was bringing my name up once again where I could see it. I'm just like, you've been blocked for 2+ years. Like, leave me alone. I don't understand the obsession. Like, I
Yeah.
don't get it. And I've had men just say like really disgusting things to me, and I just don't understand. And then the crazy thing is, right? This is personal moment here, personal moment here. I've been in an abusive relationship before, and it took me years to be like, okay, right? And so I can recognize like patterns of manipulation and people trying to like, try to get me to do things I don't want to do by certain things that they say. And I'm just like, doesn't work for me. That doesn't work on me. Get it out of here, But it's like disgusting how often people try to quote unquote innocently get away with that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. Like, geez, yeah, like you're saying, maybe you can catch it quicker. Like you get a feeling about a guy or someone talking to you, and maybe you put up this like guard, and then it frustrates them, and they try. I don't know. Like I'm trying to figure it out. I mean, I don't know these guys. You would know better, but to try and understand why do they keep coming at you like that? I don't know. It sucks though.
It's because they've never been told no in their life, and they don't know how to handle it.
Yes, can't handle rejection.
Fucking fragile masculinity,
Something.
We can go on forever.
Something. But yeah, we got out of here. Out of here.
Calling out names. This is what podcast is this turned into. Luca, what are you doing to our podcast, girl?
My bad. My bad. Apologize.
You good.
I love you, but like.
My bad. My bad.
Okay, you good.
No.
Yeah, no, I
don't be out here apologizing.
Facts,
don't be doing that. We apologize too fucking much. Don't be apologizing. Anyways.
You're just speaking facts right now. I'm loving it.
You are speaking facts. That's true.
Okay,
it's okay. This turned into the Erica and Luca podcast. It's fine.
Hey,
okay, I'm sorry. I'll leave.
Merc and I are gonna
mother-daughter time.
Mother-daughter.
It turned into the mother-daughter podcast. I'm sorry, you guys.
There you go.
Merc was asleep, I thought. I don't know.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
This is me. This is, guys, if you can't tell, this is me trying to get the podcast back on track.
Yeah,
okay,
we got it. But
so,
good talk though. Good. No, it needed to happen.
No, seriously, thank you, Luca, for coming through, and we got the details out there and the facts, because like we said, you're part of the Destiny community. You know better than us, so
yeah, that's true.
Thank you, and for sharing all that stuff. Yeah, it gave us more insight too.
Yes. Okay, you guys have a good show. I'll talk to y'all later.
Thank you, Luca. Peace. Bye.
Yeah.
I had to adjust all the volumes too because her mic was kind of low. So
I know.
Say something, Mark. You alive?
Yeah, I'm alive. Okay. I'm alive.
I just want to make sure the volumes are good. All right, we back on the track, I guess.
Okay. I was chilling in chat. What's up, chat?
Now Luca is awesome. Shout out to the chat. A lot of love for Luca. Luca is I call her my daughter, not out of like not in a disrespectful way. It's like I'm proud of her, man. She makes me proud.
Yeah.
That's the homie, the queen. Yeah, but just Mark, did you have anything you wanted to like add to the? Because it's a lot to go through. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of crazy, all the allegation stuff. But you've been following it, or anything you want to say?
I'm not following like in grave detail. I just find it that it's like that topic has just come up a lot in the gaming industry lately. I find that to be maybe it shouldn't be a surprise. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that just happens in the real world all the time, and the gaming industry is not excluded from that, you know?
Not at all.
Yeah, and you even showed us the article before. What was it, CNN? Or
yes,
was it CNN? Even CNN Business was covering it. The title: Gaming companies are responding to a wave of sexual misconduct allegations. This was written on Thursday, or published Thursday, I should say. It's just going through like how more than 100 people in the industry, most of them women, have alleged they were sexually assaulted, harassed, or discriminated against based on their gender.
You know, the other thing I'll say about that article is that article dropped literally the day before Dr. Disrespect got I guess terminated from Twitch, which there's a lot of coincidence there. There's a lot of coincidence with that.
Right. And I know Twitch, they've banned others as well because of this.
They have. I've been seeing that.
I see a few names here. I Am Spoon, I guess, was one of them. Bless RNG. Couple of them in here. But yeah, a
Yep.
lot of stuff, man. We had the Mixer thing, then this stuff, and then the Dr. Disrespect. And it's like the conspiracy theories, of course, happen because you're kind of connecting the dots. Like, I wonder if this is all connected.
2020 just needs to end.
Right?
Yep.
Right?
That's
Shoot.
it, man.
Fucking preach. Holy shit.
2020's been a
2020 go.
trip. Yep.
Yeah.
Big trip. It just seems like every week or almost every day, just something going down. Even in this community, it's to that point where like, damn, what's next? Josh again, thank you so much for these super chats. Shout out to Josh. Says, Erica, did you see any weirdo guy behavior at E3? No, I didn't. I can only
I
speak.
did.
Shar has some stories. Just me personally, this I can only speak for myself. Having my husband there helps.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with him all the time, so it's, I guess, protection. I mean, I haven't really had instances like that. Like I've talked to guys and they've been cool. Yeah, I've been lucky, I guess. Shar, I don't know if you want to go into yours. It's up to you, but
Oh no, I just had a weird experience when I was at E3 the one time. That this like fucking child, this kid comes up to me, right? And I say kid because like I actually asked him how old he was. He was like 18, 19, right? And I'm like, I don't know, 25 at the time, or I don't remember how old I was at the time. Anyways, and I was like, he like came up to me. He's like, "Yo, you're real pretty. Like, can I like, you know, can I ask like, are you a content creator? What the fuck?" And I was like, okay, first off, how old are you? I like literally asked him, that was the first question. I was like, how old are you? He was like, I'm like 19. And I was like, cool. He's like, so like, can I, he like asked me for my number or some shit. I don't remember how this conversation really went. He asked me for my number and I was like, yeah, so, where do you live? Like, I'm like interviewing him, right? I'm like, what the fuck is this kid? I was like, yo, where do you live? He's like, he told me where he lives. He lives in like the States or whatever the fuck, right? And I was like, okay, well, I live in Canada, so like, nah, fam. I was like, straight up, I was like, no, you can't get my number, but here you can have this card. And this is the website that I write for, and you can do that. So see you later, bye. And I like walked off.
kept it professional. Here's my website. Send me
like,
an email.
I just like,
Contact me there.
Like, I was literally obligated to like, I was like, I have to ask this kid how old he is, because like, why are you fucking talking to me? Are you literally talking to me because you like my look? Like, what the fuck? I'm wearing a t-shirt and like jeans. Like, what the fuck? What? Hello? I was so confused, dude. Whatever.
Yeah, so definitely hit
That was the only thing that was. It was him trying to get hit, like trying to hit on me, but I was like, I was hitting him back with like the weird questions, like, yo, how old are you? Where do you live? Oh, I live in Canada. No dice, bro.
Interrogation. You hit him with the interrogation.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat says she shard him.
Hey! Charbroiled.
Charbroiled. Charbroiled.
Wow.
There we go.
Charbroiled. There you go.
You guys
Swerved him.
Char swerve. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
if it had gotten physical, I don't know. I don't know what would have happened.
It's
probably would have slapped him.
These types of conversations, you know, when people ask me like, "Oh, have you ever been hit on or harassed?" And it's like I feel so out of touch, for lack of better phrase, because I just haven't been single in forever. It's been over 10 years, so it's been so long since I've been in that mindset of like, oh, I'm single and these guys are gonna talk to me. I just haven't had that in so long, because like I said, with Kenny around, people get the gist. Oh, she's married or she's not available and she's not interested. So I've been kind of lucky, I guess, with that. Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to add anything, and we can start, I guess, wrapping up. We've had a lengthy show. But you know, I will say one more thing, you know, for the victims out there and the ones coming forward, like, that's super brave, because like we said, there's people out here lying and it makes it harder for you. Yeah. And for that, I can only imagine like what they're going through. So I hope they, you know, stay strong and find support, reach out to find support and get support. There's a lot out there. And so, yeah, hopefully everybody's brought to justice, man. Get him out of here. Get him out.
Yeah, seriously.
You know, when it comes to especially our community, you know, we wanted a safe environment and we want people to feel included and all that and comfortable. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out
Agreed.
to the chat.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Kem Boy. See him in the chat, bro.
Yeah, shout out to
Shout out to
Ken.
Ken.
Boy.
All right, I guess we could start wrapping up. Merc, man, it was good having you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate the invite. A lot of fun, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get you on here, and I'm always waiting for the right topics, and like so you come in with some knowledge and yeah, and it was fun. It was great having you. Go ahead and plug all your stuff and let people know where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Merc305 Plays. Merc305 on YouTube. We do Ultra Preset Podcast every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Check us out there. And on Twitch at Merc305 Plays. Hit me up. We'll be playing some games, man. Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Pleasure was over here. Shar, go ahead with your I say this every time. Do you got an outro yet? Tell them where to find you, damn it.
Catch me on Drin_San on which one is that? Twitch. That one. I actually have a schedule now, so if no one here can watch me because of time zones. But if you happen to be a fucking insomniac, then what's up? I got you. Ow, fuck. And what else? Twitter, I guess. I'm Drinia__. Oh my god, I don't even know my fucking Twitter still. Yep, it's _art, like it's always been. You can catch me there flexing my new haircut.
Oh yeah. Feeling yourself. You should be.
I was feeling myself, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah. Couple things I forgot. Shout out to Protege over there on Twitch.
Yeah.
They subbed to us for 2 months. Shout out to Protege. OG
Shout out to Prodigy, man.
Supporter right there,
He's
man.
He's a homie, man.
He's a homie. And also, thank you again to Luca for coming through. It's our other improv guest right there. That was awesome. Always love having Luca around. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, again, you can catch us everywhere. Backlog, we're on Anchor, Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, everywhere. Also on Instagram, Backlog Pod, Twitter, all that good stuff. And the Twitch, like I said, where Prodigy just subbed. So yeah, if you guys want to support us everywhere, you got choices. That's it from us. Thank you guys for listening, and we will catch you next time. Peace.
Bye.